Hello everyone and welcome back to the Web of Intrigue videos for Let's Play Prototype. Today we're moving on to Sequence 4. However, if you look down at the minimap there, we don't have a lot of options in order to actually get into Sequence 4. We have two. And one of them is actually a main mission one to get into Sequence 4, so we actually only have one option. PFC Arthur Coleman. Now, this guy is actually someone who is rather odd of finding. I usually find him in a different place, specifically in a military base. Usually when I'm going around doing the consume events about military infiltration, I usually find him here. Now I want to stealth consume him, but it's finicky. Like, you can see that sometimes I will get the valid option in order to do so, so I don't actually know who is watching me. There we go.
Captain, the General is waiting.
1 minute, Corporal. Doctor. McMullen, just what the hell is this thing?
Captain, we don't know enough to say. Whatever Mercer is, he's more like green than not.
But why are they here? What purpose do they serve?
All I know is that if the virus achieves control, we won't be around to see the outcome.
So, there we have that, and now we have our ticket into Sequence 4. We're going to be going one at a time right now, so our obvious next target is Dr. Craig White.
So you place 100 families with just as many geographic backgrounds in one isolated locale for one reason. That's our cross-section. Maintained objectivity. It helps that the test subject does not know that he or she is taking part in a test.
And our next target will be Brian Zermano.
Injecting it into chimps? This was Carnival 1, you understand. We got amazing results. Boosted intelligence, increased strength. We were all expecting something pretty dramatic and hope right after we introduced Carnival 2. What happened? Nothing.
Now we're actually able to get into this proper sequence with a couple of options. Our first target will be First Sergeant Mark Houghton.
Sir, I need your signature on these papers.
McMullen, you can see I'm busy. Stop talking about Mercer like he's the answer to our damn problems. He's a runner.
That's where you're wrong. No other runner in Blacklight's history has been male. The fact is, we don't know what he is.
I know what he's not. That's enough.
Continuing on with our 3 targets, before we can go further, is Master Sergeant, I think? Matthew Cobb.
Sir, how much longer do we have to put up with these amateurs?
Since your brain can't fathom why the Marines are here, I'll lay it bare. The old man brought them in for 2 reasons. They're the shock troops. They move in, take the losses, point out the enemy. We do the cleanup.
Sir.
Second, they're the public face of this occupation. When the city's burned to the ground, they take the fall.
Okay, while I get busy being shot at by military, let's move on to our next person, who will be James Lyon. Now you may have noticed that I've apparently already got him, but we haven't shown off where he actually is. The thing about this specific sequence is that there is a lot of targets in a very enclosed area, so you'll probably find more different targets, and you'll never know until you actually consume them. A flea market? Okay. Of all the things to find in the city.
Zeus's memory problem might be an advantage we can use. Familiar people, objects, places. These seem to restore memories to Zeus. This restoration is painful.
It can hurt Zeus?
During these moments, Zeus is vulnerable. The more we know about it, and the less it can discover, the better off we are. We can also get creative. We can lie.
Now what would that be insinuating, huh? We don't know exactly yet, but there's a lot of speculation there. Now that we have James Lyon properly, we can move on to our next target, which will be a wonderful name, Colin Knoppers.
Sir, we've got the USS Reagan on the comm.
This is Palace Command. What's your status, Citadel?
This is Citadel Command. All hands report stations ready. Jets fueled and ready for overflight of control zone.
Stand by for orders, Citadel.
Our next target is Michael Hamlin. Let's just do it between these two cards so no one will notice.
Are you telling me Washington can't do anything? They're declaring martial law. Don't they need...
You listen to me, Harvey. They don't need anything. They're in charge. They've been doing this for years. To them, this is just status quo.
This telephone call has been interrupted for national security reasons under the Emergency Powers Act.
Our next target is Dr. Edgar Ruiz.
So what are we looking at here?
A computer projection of the vector spread. As you can see, 14 days out, the model explodes. The spread is extremely wide, far greater than the Hope outbreak ever achieved. What we think we're seeing is this: lower mortality rate and longer incubation period. In short, we prepared for war with the wrong enemy. This is something new.
And apparently while I dodge bullets for a little while, I'm gonna go on to the next target. And this is the target that made me hate this entire sequence. Gerald Burgess. I hate this guy. Took me about half an hour in order to find him because he wasn't in his general location. No nonsense, you're just going down.
Sir, off the record, who the hell are these Black Watch guys?
All you need to know is you'll be taking your cues from them.
I'm a Marine, sir. I'll do whatever is required. But off the record, what the hell are we dealing with here?
There's two types of war America doesn't want to find itself in, Major. One is nuclear. The other is the one we're fighting right here and now.
Biological. Yeah. This is why I'm using a walkthrough. Walkthroughs are very helpful when you want to speed things up in terms of finding them, otherwise I would be doing this for every single one. Our next target is Patrick Kohler, PhD.
Command, over. HQ, we're wasting our time if he was here. Let it go!
Its behavior seems to be changing.
The virus is acting in a manner not consistent with previous outbreaks. We have no idea why.
I've stopped this damn thing before. Stopped it dead. I'll do it again. We've been preparing for this moment for 40 years.
Now, I just want to make sure that this woman is okay because she just kind of passed by without batting an eye. Okay, she's fine. Our next target is First Lieutenant Nathan Talbot. Now here's an interesting scenario. It's not often you find two web of intrigue targets in the same location, so you want to take advantage of this. Usually I bring one target close to the other in order to make sure that he doesn't escape.
of men and armor up the moment the call comes in. Overflights on the rivers are ready to pick off civs trying to cross. The bridges are wired and blocked by armor.
Once we're primed, nothing unsanctioned gets on or off the island.
Alright, now let's go for this guy. No, 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 no! No! No, you're gonna live. You're gonna live, buddy. You're gonna live. You're gonna live. You're gonna live. Ugh. You tank suck. Alright then. Thought it was gonna be easy. Thought it was gonna be simple, but no. After Gerald Burgess, now we gotta look back and find Scott Woodford again. And he just goes and almost gets himself run over by a car again. Oh, I'm glad I got him.
Subjects McMullen, Raymond, and Raglan Bradley. Time 090922.
Bradley. The corpses from Penn Station are infected with blacklight. I warned you about bringing it into the city, Raymond. Take appropriate precautions and remember you're as culpable as us. We'll be watching. Raymond?
I blame you, Leslie Detailed Car Lady. Alright, time to get back down to business. Our next target is Dr. Mark Katsaonis. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Alright, somehow you're in a basketball court for no apparent reason.
Holy shit!
Hi. I was gonna okay, let's stealth consume him. Oh good. His twin was in the basketball court. Let's actually get him this time. I'm deciding to use stealth consume a little bit more.
McMullen is missing the point. He has no idea what this life form can do.
What do you mean?
The parasite he's created could be worse than Mercer himself. You can't just go play God and hope it'll all work out.
And with that, we have this one really out in the corner over here. Dr. Ryan Clevin. He's our next target.
I don't know. We don't have all the data. Green seems to be the focus. The others, nothing more than puppets.
Sir, there's no scientific backing to support that.
Look, the centralized control is directed by the focus. It spreads, it thinks, it plans. 40 years of science says it can't be so, but tell me that isn't happening. A strike against the central carrier can decapitate the infection. I feel that in my gut. I don't need science to know that.
Now, they occasionally show footage of just Elizabeth Green leading in front of a bunch of other infected and evolved affected, but you never actually see that in actual cutscenes. I would have liked to actually see that, but no. So our final target is Dr. Shane Ivey. At this point, I'm really glad that this is the last target, and I will show my affection for Sequence 4 right now. I really like Sequence 4. I really like doing... This was a good run. Everything went perfectly fine and almost did...
Getting the sample is just the first step.
What do you think you guys can cook up?
I have a few ideas, but I think we could do cancer. It grows, it replicates. Potentially, with a sample, we could engineer something that will throw it off its game. Make it destroy itself.
And with that, that is the end of Sequence 4. If you're wondering if these sequences are going by really, really quickly, technically they are, but now things will slow down as we go into the second half of the sequences. So I'll see you next time, everyone, as we do a lot more story missions before Sequence 5 opens up. See you next time, everyone. Do 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 do